Hey Jack, you ever just run out of words? Like completely? You're in a conversation and suddenly, poof, the dictionary just empties out of your brain.
Oh, all the time, Jill, especially when I'm trying to explain something really complex, like why my cat insists on knocking things off the counter at 3 a.m. There are no words for that level of chaos.
Right? Or when you see something so beautiful or so utterly ridiculous that words just feel inadequate. You know what I mean? Like a sunset or, I don't know, a squirrel wearing a tiny hat.
A squirrel in a tiny hat. That's definitely a moment for silent appreciation. But seriously, it makes you think, doesn't it? About how much of our lives actually happens without a single spoken word?
Exactly. That's what I've been pondering. A life without words. It sounds almost impossible, especially for us chatty types, but so much meaning is conveyed without utterance.
I mean, think about it. If I'm giving you a really enthusiastic thumbs up, you get it. No need for me to shout, "I approve of that, Jill! Excellent work!" The thumb does all the heavy lifting.
And if I roll my eyes at you after that, you also get that. Loud and clear, without me saying, "Oh, Jack, your humor sometimes." It's the universal language of exasperation.
Ha ha! Guilty as charged. But it's true, isn't it? Body language, facial expressions, they tell a story even before we open our mouths. Sometimes they tell a different story than what our mouths are saying.
Absolutely. I remember once I was trying to convince my nephew to eat his broccoli. I was using all these encouraging words. "It's delicious. It's good for you. It'll make you strong." But my face must have been screaming, "Please, just eat one so I can go to bed."
And what did he do?
He just stared at me, then at the broccoli, then back at me, with this look of profound skepticism. He knew. Kids are masters of reading the unspoken.
They really are. They haven't been socialized out of it yet. We, as adults, often try to override our gut feelings with what's being said verbally, even when the vibe is completely off.
That's a really good point. It's like we've been taught to prioritize the auditory, but the visual and the energetic cues are so powerful. Think about a crowded room, a party. You walk in and you instantly get a feel for the atmosphere, right? The energy, the laughter, the hushed conversations.
Definitely. You can tell if it's a dance on the tables kind of party or a mutter quietly in the corner kind of party, all without hearing a single direct conversation.
Or even something as simple as a comforting hug. When someone is really struggling, sometimes the best thing you can do is just be there. A warm embrace, a hand on their shoulder. Those gestures speak volumes that words often can't reach.
Yeah, that's true. I remember after my dog passed away, my friend just showed up with a pint of ice cream and sat with me in silence for an hour. Best conversation we never had, honestly. It meant the world.
See? That's what I'm talking about. The power of presence, of shared space, of empathy that transcends language. It's incredibly inspirational when you think about it.
It also makes me think about artists. Painters, sculptors, musicians. Their entire existence is about communicating without words. A painting can evoke feelings, memories, entire narratives, just with colors and shapes.
And music. Oh, music is the ultimate wordless communicator. A single melody can make you feel joy, sorrow, nostalgia, excitement. It connects directly to your emotions, bypasses the logical brain entirely.
I had this hilarious moment once at a classical concert. The conductor was doing this incredibly dramatic flourish, leaping around, sweating, eyes practically bugging out, and the music was this intense, thundering piece. I was mesmerized.
Sounds like quite the performance.
Totally. But then, during the applause, this little old lady next to me leaned over and whispered, "He really needs to learn to stand still." I nearly snorted my water. It was a clash of interpretations, you know? My wordless appreciation versus her unspoken judgment of his antics.
That's brilliant. It really highlights how even wordless communication can be interpreted so differently based on our own experiences and perspectives. It's not always universal.
No, it's not, but the intention is often there. Like a smile, for instance. Most cultures recognize a smile as a sign of friendliness, even if the degree of expressiveness might vary.
And you know, we often overlook the silence itself, the absence of words. In our constantly buzzing, always-on world, silence has become a luxury. But it's so vital for reflection, for creativity, for just being.
Absolutely. I used to hate silence. I'd always have music on, a podcast playing, something. But lately, I've been trying to embrace it, especially when I'm walking my dog. Just listening to the birds, the rustle of leaves, it's incredibly calming.
It is. It's like your brain finally gets a chance to exhale. And in those moments of quiet, sometimes the clearest thoughts emerge. ideas, solutions, understandings that get drowned out by the noise of words.
You know, it reminds me of meditation. The whole point is often to quiet the internal monologue, to just observe without judgment, and that's a profoundly wordless experience, even if you're using words as a mantra.
It's about connecting with something deeper, isn't it? Beyond the surface level of spoken communication. And it's not just about human interaction. Think about nature. A vast mountain range, the ocean, a forest. They don't use words, but they communicate grandeur, peace, power.
That's a really beautiful way to put it, Jill. Nature's quiet wisdom. And sometimes you just stand there, taking it all in, and you feel that connection without needing to articulate it.
It's a reminder that communication is so much broader than just vocabulary and grammar. It's about empathy, observation, presence, and a willingness to truly listen not just with your ears but with your whole self.
So what's your big takeaway then? How do we live a richer wordless life in our daily routines?
I think it's about being more intentional, paying attention to those subtle cues, a slight shift in someone's posture, a flicker in their eyes. It's about truly seeing and hearing beyond the words being spoken.
Yeah, like actively observing instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. That's a tough one for me, I'll admit.
Me too. But when you do it, you gain so much more insight. And also, don't be afraid of silence. Lean into it. Allow yourself and others the space to just be, without feeling the need to fill every moment with chatter.
That's actually great advice. Maybe I'll try turning off the podcast on my next dog walk and just listen to the world and to my own thoughts.
Exactly. And remember that sometimes, the most profound connections are made in those quiet, unspoken moments. A shared glance, a comforting touch, a moment of peaceful coexistence. Those are the words that truly resonate.
I'm already feeling more centered just talking about it. It's like a little meditation session for the soul. Thanks, Jill.
Anytime, Jack. And for all of you listening, we encourage you to take a moment today to experience a life without words, even just for a few minutes. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Yeah, pay attention to the shrugs, the smiles, the eye rolls, and embrace the quiet. You might just find a whole new language within yourself. We'll catch you next time.